Jihad is surely one of the best known Arabic words, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about its meaning because it's a little more subtle and complicated than you might think. First, jihad does not mean holy war. It means struggle. And there are two kinds of struggle. There's the inner struggle, which all human beings have to overcome bad habits, as an example. And then there's an exterior jihad, which is the jihad which you think of, the jihad of the sword. How important are these two? The best way to understand this is to go to Bukhari, the best collector of Hadith, traditions of Muhammad, and he collected about 7,000 traditions of things that Muhammad said and did. Of these, 21% are about jihad. So that's about 1,400 hadith or traditions about jihad, a sizable quantity. If we divide these jihad traditions into the inner struggle and the jihad of war, we'll discover that less than 2% of them relate to inner struggle. 98% relate to killing and war. So therefore, jihad is 98% war and 2% inner struggle. Now, we can learn something about jihad in the Quran. Now, there are large portions of the Quran which have absolutely nothing to do with jihad. Indeed, in the Quran, the early Quran written in Mecca, there is no jihad whatsoever at all. But in Medina, we have a lot of jihad. 24% of the verses in the Medinan Quran relate to jihad. So here we see the duality of Islam, peace and jihad. Both are there, both are true. But you do need to know this, that the Quran has a process called abrogation, which states that the latter verses are stronger and better than the earlier verses, which means that the jihad is better than the no jihad. Now we have another measure of jihad, and that is in the life of Muhammad, the Sirah. In that we discover that he preached the doctrine of Islam for 13 years in Mecca and persuaded 150 people to become Muslims. He left Mecca, went to Medina, whereupon he became a politician and a jihadist. He averaged an event of jihad every 6 weeks for the last 9 years of his life, and when he died, every Arab was a Muslim. So it was jihad and politics that made Islam successful, and it is the same today. Now there are 4 kinds of jihad. There is the jihad of the sword, which we've just spoken of. There's the jihad of the pen, writing, jihad of the mouth, speech, and then there's the jihad of money. So, the breadth of jihad is such that it's not merely holy war. It is many things, and it is what makes Islam successful. You cannot understand the success and history of Islam without understanding jihad. Thank you.